Hey everyone, welcome back and happy, well, Thursday. All right, guys, happy day after Christmas. We are back on Up and Adam Channel 2. I wanted to let you guys know that we are going to be doing a fun little contest. This is going to be going through January. I know everybody wants to look better, feel better. Me too. Guys, I want to, like, you know what I'm saying? And I have a plan to do it. So I'm going to share this tomorrow on Hot Messy Topics, and I'm going to share for a way for you guys to partake in it. I don't care if not one person does it with me. Wait and see my before and after. If you guys want to wait for the final results, it's going to be amazing. But if you guys want to partake, then I'm going to be giving away an awesome prize and incredible. So before we jump in, by the way, that's going to be announced on Hot Messy Topics on Up and Adam Channel 1 tomorrow at 12 p.m. with Ashley from Taste of Reality. Let's start here. So I don't know if you guys saw this yesterday. I talked a little bit about it, but yes, of course, I have to share a little bit more. People are talking about this and it's crazy, but thank you to Reality Blur. PK addressed his estranged wife's claim that he's a full-blown alcoholic while appearing on a podcast this week. Now, after Dorit suggested that PK's alcoholism contributed to their separation on the premiere of Beverly Hills earlier this month, PK set the record straight about his addiction struggles, noting that he's 1 year sober and proud of his recovery, and he shaded Dorit's allegations regarding their breakup. I was shocked, disappointed, and upset about what Dorit had to say. I'm really proud and public about my sobriety. I'm 12 months and 2 weeks sober. According to PK, he made the decision to speak publicly about his alcoholism to inspire others, even though he described his journey as one of the most emotional and toughest ones that he's ever taken. He then noted that Dorit didn't understand his sobriety. Dorit's lack of understanding about sobriety is not her fault. She hasn't invested in it. And it's not something, she hasn't worked a program, hasn't done what I've done. So there is no fully blown alcoholic. You're either an alcoholic or you're not. Obviously, my alcoholism had an element of responsibility in relation to the breakdown of our marriage, but that was just a component. Now, if you understand the disease, alcoholism is a symptom. It's not the cause. So the reality is you have to get to what the cause was underneath. So it's not just as simple as to say like, oh, he was a fully blown alcoholic. That's why we're separated. Now, looking back at the premiere episode of Beverly Hills, PK said it was emotionally difficult to watch. Dorit spoke of bankruptcies, gambling debts, DUIs, and that she stood by me. And I mean, it's not exactly true. The bankruptcy and all of the gambling debts were well before I met her. And then the thing for me, because I've recovered from all of the things that have happened in my extraordinary career. I've recovered from anything. I haven't gambled since 2008. I don't drink. The bankruptcy was 2010. All of that was past history. And Dorit is on TV talking about the darkest times of my life and suggesting that she held my hand through them. And it's difficult to watch sometimes, particularly when she wasn't with me when it happened. But at the time that they agreed to separate in May of this year, PK said that he made the decision to split because he noticed that Dorit was emotionally distraught and unhappy. It was the all-time low, and I'd said, this isn't working and we need some time apart. But speaking again of Dorit's claim of him being a full-blown alcoholic, he said, I'm in full-blown recovery. That's the term, full-blown. That's where it should be used. So I did struggle with the first episode, but I'm not angry. I'm just sad to watch it. I never thought that us two, who are the tightest couple in the fucking world, would ever be in a position where I'm watching this woman I love, mother of my kids, talking negatively about me on a TV show. It's just unusual. It's an unusual concept. She pissed him off. Here's the clip.
Love. Dorit is on TV talking about the darkest times in my life and suggesting that she held my hand through them. It's difficult to watch sometimes, particularly when she wasn't with me when it happened. So from my perspective, I see that she's emotionally distraught. She's unhappy. And that was, when it was filmed, a really unhappy time. Yeah. And we just separated.
It was a low.
It was the all-time low. And I'd said, this isn't working. And we need some time apart.
All right. Well, that's where they're at. It's not working. And they need some time apart. All right. Well, speaking of shit that's not working, and I hate to throw our girl Dolores under the bus, but Dolores Catania She's saying that, let me just kind of go through this for you guys because this actually came up on Bravo Snark side. She's saying she's a little mad with her cast members. We didn't film last season, so we're not coming back. We're not going to be airing in January or February. That's what she told People magazine while discussing her recent Renuvian skin tightening procedure on her knees. And of course, I'd like to look forward to seeing my cast come back on the screen or even come back to film, but they made a mess. And I'm a little mad that everybody couldn't get it together. I really am. On my way to that finale, I spoke to a therapist and asked for some tips on going in and speaking to the women. And I wrote it down in the car ride and on the way there. And no matter what I did on and off camera, nothing helped. And you could see I was defeated. I sat there and I knew you wouldn't be seeing us for a while. I saw it coming. But Dolores believes the New Jersey cast has veered off course compared to other Real Housewives franchises. She said, we've again lost something along the way. I'm looking at Salt Lake City and I'm looking at Beverly Hills and they fight, but they don't go for the jugular. They're not hitting below the belt and they agree to disagree and move on. We've traveled the world together. We've cried together. We fought together. You have to move on. Otherwise, you'll have no one in your life. And now we have no one. So what do you think? Do you think a full recast works? I'm not sure. But while Dolores is concerned about the show's future, she remained hopeful that the current cast will return for season 15, not just for themselves, but for the fans as well. And she said, they've let us in their homes and we've been a part of their lives. And I don't call them fans, I call them friends. And they are the reason that we came as far as we did. And despite the challenges that the cast faced in season 14, Dolores believes that they will make it work if they return. I know I would. I think that given some time for things to cool down, maybe they would try to do that too. It's time to put egos aside. You don't throw something like this away. We had great ratings. We did well. We just have to learn how to act. And this is what life is. It's about fighting and making up. Okay. I mean, I was talking to Jason about this morning. I thought, and you guys might completely disagree. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know where you guys are at. I think that a total reboot, a recast, I just think it would be such a mistake. But that's me. And that's how I feel. I think that New York, even though I like some of the women, I wish that they wouldn't have recast it. You know, like OC, I don't want to see a recast. Miami, I didn't want to see a recast. They didn't recast it. They took a break. Beverly Hills would not want to watch a recast. People do not want to see these shows recast. They don't. As somebody who like does it, you can call me R&D for Bravo. People don't want to see new people. They've invested over time. They've invested in the Gorgas kids, the Catania's kids. They've invested into the Judice kids, Gia. They've invested into these people who are kind of, I guess to us, they're characters, but these are their real lives. And trying to understand their dynamics and what's going on, that's like what we're here for. So I agree. I think, well, I agree with me. I don't agree with Jason. I think that this should not be a recast, should not be a reboot. It should be a get your shit together, stop acting like an asshole, like what Dolores said, put your ego aside, and let's move on. And as for Dorit PK calling her out, I'm not mad at that either. You clowned him out on TV. That is the father of your kid. So you clowned him out. Now he's clowning you. Tit for tat. He's not Michelle Obama. If you go low, he's going low with you. So, yeah, love you guys.